let's move on to the next one. We've got us. Phil Spencer calls for industry to work on legal emulation. I found this interesting just because emulators have been such a um, rocky road for so long with so many.
Oh yeah, you're totally not supposed to emulate.
Yeah,
It is considered inappropriate and illegal.
and
Piracy's bad.
so the concept of actually bringing up some older emulators, making it where you can sort of go back to that nostalgia without that a high cost, but legally, that would be nice.
Not selling a
Not waiting
Nintendo.
for the next remake, because sometimes you just want to play the original. I mean, we'll talk about GTA again here in a bit, and yeah, sometimes just leave it alone. Let's just play it the way it was originally created. And
But going back to the emulator conversation, I know Zeno has had some fun with this as much as I have, but why is Nintendo able to do it so well with their old NES and SNES games and other companies not so much?
well, and this is coming from Phil Spencer, and I will say Xbox has been probably working the hardest out of the two more adult consoles between the Xbox and the PlayStation on making things backwards compatibility. If you go to their store, they actually have I think all four generations of Xbox playable on the new series.
I have Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 from Xbox on my
Mhm.
Xbox Series X. So yeah, there is some backwards compatibility, but I can't play Mech Assault 1 and 2. At least, well, I haven't tried, but it's not downloadable in the store. But there's several games that are, but I'd love to be able to pop in a disc and play anything. Or like Nintendo have a store where I can pay a fee or whatever, and then pick from a catalog of classic Xbox or 360 games and be able to play them like we do on Game Pass. Just for the nostalgia factor. But being able to play Mech Assault again, multiplayer, oh my God, I'm starting to get shivers down my spine thinking about playing in mechas again. So yeah, no, that would be badass if they could pull that stunt off.
But yeah, I was actually surprised when I originally got my new Xbox that because I was going through buying some titles for it, and I clicked on the purchase titles tab, and there was stuff from my original Xbox in there, and I was just like, where did that come from? Because there's stuff that I didn't even buy. Some of it I didn't even buy digitally. Like I had bought the disc of.
Because I bought Bully on my Xbox. I'll play Bully again.
Yeah.
I need to go. Yeah, you're right. Because you got to go into the store to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll say you own it.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm gonna do that when I go back. I'm gonna get.
But
True Rockstar. I'll play the good games, the old ones. There you go.
There's also a purchase history option. So things and I had to dig to get to it. But there was some like old DLC from Gears of War 2, like the gold guns I got from a pre-order that I was able to find in there and actually download for Gears of War 2, which is backwards compatible now on the Xbox One. So yeah, there's ways to be able to find that. But we were talking about Borderlands 2 a couple of days ago, and I was looking through the catalog like you were talking about, Zeno, and saw that I bought all of I bought the season pass for all the DLC content, but none of the characters. So I was like, well, shit. Now if I decide to play this, I got to go back and I got to purchase Gage and I got to purchase Krieg and like, we'll see if I can get enough interest from anybody else that wants to play with me then to be able to do that. But yeah, you can find a lot of that stuff, which is from Xbox or
yeah.
and so
So
I had less luck than you. I found an old scratched up Borderlands 2 disc, so apparently I don't count as a So I had the disc, because I went to the store and I wasn't showing I owned it. And I went in my drawer and I pulled out a disc and it was a Borderlands 2, but when I flipped it around, oh my God, the other side was just destroyed. And because I thought about it, I said, if I put this
in my cabinet.
Huh?
I get Borderlands 1 and 2 in my cabinet still. I have a game cabinet. I have all my games stored in their cases. So I'm debating putting it in and seeing how well it plays.
Yeah.
Because we've had fun on Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
Now, I will say some of the stuff that Phil Spencer's talking about here, sort of GOG already does, because he was talking about being able to run older games on newer operating systems. And, GOG solved that by embedding DOS emulators into stuff a while back. So it would be interesting, though, to see, I guess, more of the history of gaming more readily available. And I think that's where he was fully going with this. Was you can go back and get an old catalog of all this music and stuff like that, but it's hard to do that with gaming. It's hard to see that step through gaming and how it evolved over time, because a lot of things are still hidden behind these corporations who are like, we may remaster this or something later on, so we're not gonna leave it out there. We don't want people just picking it up.
Yeah, Mega Man.
So yeah,
Mega Man's been on the shelves because Capcom's like, we don't know what we're going to do with them, but we're not going to let anybody else do anything with them.
Yeah. But I thought it brought up an interesting conversation. That's why I did add this one. So, I mean, I'd love to see people in the comments about what they feel on emulation and older games and being able to play those.